Hello everyone, we are here for day 8. I can't believe it's already the first day of the second week of the Advent calendars. And a long time ago now, I got this scrapbook.com mat and I've never used it. And I think it'll be easier for everyone to see what I'm doing. I'm going to put this one out because it's already dirty and I want to try to keep this one clean. But anyway, let's open our Pink and Main. I'm almost positive I know what this is going to be after opening yesterday. So I'm going to grab this out, set this aside, and open this up. Yes, these are the dies for the stamp set that we got yesterday. And for a change, I was on the ball and I went ahead, stamped out the images. So on this one, I stamped this in archival ink because I read on the ink pad and it said it's safe to use with alcohol inks. And when I started coloring this little guy, the black started leaching out. I tried to go back with the colorless blender and maybe get rid of some of the weird blotches that came, but it didn't work. So we're not going to use him. But there's the sentiment and the little hearts. And I went ahead and stamped him out and colored him. But I was hoping that we would get, I started fussy cutting on it. Nope, we're going to wait. And we did get the dies. So while you are waiting, I am going to take this to my die cutting machine and, sorry if my head's getting in there, my frizzy hair. I haven't even thrown a headband on it today. So let's take that down. Let me save space on my plate. I'm still going to cut him out, but I'll show you what I'll use him for. And I just used pigment, some VersaFine Clear pigment ink to stamp out the hearts. And they turned out really nice. And we are going to cut out our sentiment here. Okay, let's take these to my machine over here. sorry I'm always cutting off camera, but it is just easier than trying to move my die cutting machine back and forth. There's our cute little panda. I just love him. I'm not much of a, I don't buy many critter stamps, mostly because I will sit down and color like a big image, or occasionally if I'm making somebody a card, I'll color some little images, you know, like a specific card of something they like, but I am not one that likes to color a whole lot. Just to sit down and color. I used to be into coloring, but now that I'm actually doing cards, that's really all I have time to do. So I guess I just don't like the time it takes for me to sit down and color most of the time. I will sometimes, like at the doctor's office, if it's somewhere I know I have to wait a while, I will take some coloring with me. And that's kind of nice because it sort of forces me to sit down and, you know, take the time for it. But as a general rule, my time is short that I have to craft, so I don't particularly like something I have to spend a whole bunch of time on. Which I guess is why I don't do a lot of, at the moment anyway, I don't do a lot of like interactive cards or anything like that, because it does take, you have to be able to just sit down and take a lot of time to do those. Unless it is a special card for a specific person. And I have one last heart to cut out here. Okay. So even though I had like a boo-boo on this panda image, I'm still going to use it to layer, and I cut an extra one. Sometimes I'll do 4 layers, but I think this cardstock is so thick. This is the Accent Opaque 100 pound. And I'm just going to layer that up for a little bit of dimension. Okay, so you can see yesterday's stamp set and today's die set. I'm going to put these back in the package real quick. I'm going to see what we have in today's Spellbinders. Okay, put them in there. He doesn't want to go back in his package. Why not? stuck on there. Okay. Put it back in. If I can remember before the end of the video, I'll do a recap on what we have gotten every day in case somebody is just seeing this for the first time. And let's move him to the side. Or her, it could be a girl panda. That's totally possible. And open this up to day 8. You have to remember what day we're on every time. Maybe a little more ink here. Ooh, this is going to be another die set, and this is pretty. This is a vase. You probably cannot see that. They use some good sticky stuff on this calendar. So this is a vase die. That's what it looks like. Camera not focusing. I know you want to focus. There we go. Anyway. So let's get this cut out. There have been some really nice, and my bag is opened, really nice products in these advent calendars. So we have stems, leaves, the floor, that goes into here. So I think maybe, let me refer to the picture. I think these may layer up. So let's go back to my scrap bin once more and grab out some pieces. Let me grab small pieces. Why is it, you've got like, there's about 10,000 little bitty pieces in here. There we go. Your hand is diving in there, and all you can find is bigger pieces. So there's our stems and leaves. Well, maybe I didn't get them big enough. So now I just had my hands on a bigger piece of that. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to do 2 leaves of each of these colors. So we're going to run those through. I tend to do a lot of pink and red flowers. In case you had not picked up on that. Let's see. And we're going to have to do this piece a couple of times. I'm wondering if I should make that yellow or something. Okay, come on, small pieces. And then I don't want to just dump everything out of here. So let's do that. And we will reuse some of my tape here. No, don't do that. Be nice. So we'll get those two stems, we'll get a flower, we'll do centers, we'll do this stem. I'm going to cut this out and again save space on the plates. This is a pair of Guggenheim. They're actually sewing shears. These things are super sharp. They're a little heavy. They're heavier than the Tim Holtz, but well, they cut great, and they don't have that serrated. It's just a smooth edge. So let's get. I need to do my vase too, don't I? We are going to do that vase in blue. Let me find the palest blue I have in here. Oh, that's perfect. Thought about doing it metallic, but I don't think I'm going to. We're just going to leave this blue. You can probably hear my space heater running in the background. It was chilly here this morning, around 30 degrees. So we turned that on. Until the heat kicked in good. There's our vase. Our flower. Oh, this one weeded itself. I have to pry it off the mat. Here we go. Here's some of our stems. There's our tall stem. Here's the little flower centers. but I'm also going to cut them out of this darker pink. And we want leaves to go with this stem. I'm going to cut out a couple more stems here too. Just while we're running them through, I might as well have some extra pieces. Okay, so let's cut these out. And then we'll get started putting our flower together. Since I was running those back through, I just did those to have either an extra for another card or maybe have two bases on the card. Who knows? And let me put these in the mat. Make sure I have all of my die pieces together so that I don't lose any. Get my flowers, flower, and flower centers. And let's see how this looks. See if we might have to cut another piece of something. I'm going to refer to my little picture here. So I saw Alicia of Call Me Crafty Owl. She has a brilliant idea. So off Amazon, she bought, it's just a little square, it's like a photo album, and she is doing a little card with each of her dies put together on the little card and in that photo album. And I assume she'll do the same thing like with the stamp sets or whatever, you know. And I just thought that was an excellent idea. So let's see. So go over and watch Call Me Crafty Owl. Because she's got great ideas. And she does a sheetload of cards every month, which I highly recommend. If you have pattern paper that you need to use up, it's just a fabulous way. And there are other creators on YouTube that also provide card sketches. So it's a great way to use your pattern papers. So let's see how they have done. So they have this flower. They have the little cup-shaped piece on it. They have this piece. Whoops. Hang on, let me grab my sticky tool to position this. They have this piece on there. Right, and then they have, stop it. They have this little piece. Set there. Okay, so how does that going to work? Because, so that, see, they've got a little indentation on the flower. There. To show you where to position this piece. But I'm not sure about these other two pieces because, get back down there, because on the picture, it looks a little different. It almost looks like there's only that piece to look like a little, make it look like a little cup. So, because when you're trying to put these pieces on here, it's a little, it almost takes up this whole thing. Maybe it's supposed to. Okay. So, I'm going to cut one more piece. I'm going to cut this one more time out of a little bit different color. Because I think that is just what you're going to have to do. So let me go through my various shades here. That's a little darker pink. That's that same color. But I want a third. I want to do a third color. For that. I'm not sure I want to do red though. And that's kind of clashy. You would think there's many different, let's do that color. I was going to say, you'd think with as many different shades of pink cardstock I have, that you would find one. There's our little centerpiece, and I'm just going to do a quick cut this out really quick here. This is also why I think Alicia's idea is so brilliant, is because you can put it together the first time and then always have something to refer to. Because what I was thinking is with that little album, you could put a magnet in there and use it as your die keeper for your advent calendar dies. Why did I grab the wrong sheet of paper and cut that out? I don't know. Because I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. Okay, now hopefully we have all our right pieces. And we can put this together. Okay, so if we use the light pink there, and then the medium pink, then we're going to use the dark pink. That's how we're going to do it. And then you can kind of see that medium pink showing through there, or use the dark and then use the medium. I think that may look better. And you could always just cut them all out of one color and then do some ink blending on them as well. So it's all up to you. I always say it's your project. Do it how you want to. Sorry, I have to have some coffee. So let's get this put together first. Oh, please. Are you kidding me? It's just working. Aha. Got a little glue booger up in the tip. Okay. Now, this on there. This on there. Oh, that is looking very nice. That's supposed to have a little bit showing there around the top, according to their little picture. And let's go ahead and put this on a stem. Just like that. I hope this makes it easier for you to see all my pieces too, rather than what I was using for my other videos. And let's sort of figure out an arrangement here. Because for these, they just have the leaves on here. They don't have like another flower on this whole thing. I go there and put on a leaf. And then we're going to put on another leaf. I'm going to put a long leaf on here. I think that's probably all that's going to fit on here. I'd show a third leaf. It sure would make it awfully bulky. But let's just put these on here and then we'll see. So there's one. I kind of want it to come over to that edge over there. Let's put our flower in here. I'm not sure how far down I want it to go. I don't want it to stick up way too high because then that would look odd. Let's put this leaf in there. I think I want one leaf a little higher than the other one. Let's see, what do we think about putting a third leaf on here? I don't know. I think that looks kind of funny. They have it coming up behind the flower on their version. So it would be like this. They have theirs for their flower further down in the vase as well, but I kind of like it up there. So I don't know. I like the flower and the two leaves, so I'm going to leave mine just like that. And I'll tell you something else you could do when you cut out this vase is run it through an embossing folder to have a vase with a pattern on it. So we are going to set my extra pieces aside. They're going to go in the bag. Hang on, I'm going to tape, my bag came open, I'm going to tape the edge of that so my pieces don't fall out. I really need to rearrange all my craft stuff. I've said this before in other videos. This is a huge space, but this room, so there's a huge door in front of me and then back behind me. So I just have, and then there's, to my left, there's the big picture window, a bay window. And to my right, there's the fireplace. So that doesn't leave a lot of wall space, like, to put chest of drawers. And this is also our living room. So on that end, in the corner, there's an end table, there's a chair and a sofa with a pull-out bed for company. So there's not a ton of wall space in here. However, behind me there's a glass front bookcase that I would like to move into our tiny little guest bedroom at some point. I just don't know what point that would be. Of course, I folded this up without putting my die in it. So let's put these in here. And let me, do we want to put this on pattern paper? Do we want to put it on colored paper? Do we want to ink blend a background to put it on? Do we want to do an embossing folder, background, or some combination thereof? I've got pattern paper there, but that's not, put up all these pieces of paper. These are not florals. I'll tell you what, let me set that aside. Let's layer up our bear, because this paper I have here is more of a panda paper. So let's layer him up. Sorry, I have noticed, like when I put, when I put glue on anything, the noise when this tip touches the cardstock is pretty loud. And then of course, when you're talking, you have to try to talk a little bit louder, which I forget, because it's like it doesn't want to pick up your voice as much. So I think that's so odd, the way the microphone picks up different noises. Okay, slide over there. So there he's all layered up, and we have our three little hearts. I've got to turn this heater off because now the house is warming up. Thank you for indulging me. It's getting kind of hot in here, and I don't want to pass out while I'm in the middle of a video. So that was a joke, by the way. I wasn't sure you could tell. So this has so many cute little papers in it. It's kind of busy, right? But how cute is that? So I think we are going to cut. Now, of course, this is old paper. It is from Bella Boulevard. I bought it at Tuesday morning, and they've been gone a while. I think one of my first sheet load of cards that I did was out of this paper. See, that's so busy, but it is cute. And we've got the candle. We've got these candles. I made may do a combination. I really like the little zebra and flamingo paper here. So I think I'm going to cut two different, move those aside so they're not going to stick on the bottom of my paper trimmer. Let me get out this one. I think I'm going to layer this. So let's start with a 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, and then we're going to do a three and 3/4 by 5. Good Lord, it took me a minute, but I will get there. Three and 3/4. Uh-oh. Do you see what I did? Didn't cut that off. So my measurements will be wrong. Oh, Hooey. Burn it. Okay, let me cut this piece off before I mess up again. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to cut this off here. I need to make a boo-boo. So now that is 3 and 3/4. That is only, I'm going to cut another 1/4 inch off here. Because that was supposed to be, no, that's a 1/2 inch off. So I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off of here. And we're going to use this anyway. Yep, we are just going to go ahead and use this piece of paper. Let's see, and I may cut that. Oh, he's so cute. He is so cute on there. So we are going to oh, that fits perfect on there. Wishing you the best on your special day. He is going to be a little over that, but I don't mind that at all. And then we are going to put our 3 hearts on here. I think that's pretty cute. So I am gonna cut this down a little bit, and I will show you why. Not quite an entire quarter of an inch. Because, let's see, what do we have here? I'm going to make the whole thing in black. And I could have used a black card base, but I'm not going to. So I hope everybody is enjoying all the Advent calendars, everybody's different take, different projects. You know, the different ways to use things. Excuse me, little panda. Because I love watching other people, and great. Because I catch myself constantly going, why didn't I think of that? Okay, you getting on my last nerve. Hopefully this isn't, I had to set this off to the side because my cat decided he wanted to get up here and chew on it, and this has the pin in it, and I didn't want him like pulling that pin out and ingesting it or chewing it and getting jabbed with it. That would make me really sad. And also, another thing I thought about when I saw that pink paper. So, see the little squigglies in that pink paper? Is this die that, I forget which day that came in. Was it 4? You could use as a banner on a card like this. I'm not going to use it on this one, but I immediately thought of that when I pulled out this paper and was looking at it. I was really hoping we would get this die set today, and so I wouldn't have to fussy cut. But I was prepared to fussy cut to make a card. Now we are going to put him, I'm going to have that little tail of the balloon right barely on the sentiment down there. And I think I'm going to use some little dots to pop up these hearts. So I'm giving it just 1 second here. I think these will be the right size, little foam round foam circles. Yes, those are kind of just right. Isn't this cute? I could put a little more foam on there, but in the interest of getting this card made, I'm not going to struggle with it. Let me grab a card base and slap this down on it. I'm so happy with this panda, and I'm not the best colorist either, which is probably another reason I don't like to color a lot. And you really shouldn't let coloring stress you out in any way. Like, you should never feel like, you know, I'm not doing it right. Because even though there's lots of tutorials on how to do it, nothing beats practicing on your own. So maybe a little basic class is a great place to start, but nothing beats practicing. And I should, you know, practice what I preach to get better. Colored pencils I love, but of course, you know, you don't get the same effects. So, isn't that the cutest little panda? I just love him or her. So, there is that card done. I will again make a card off camera and show it to you in another video with our little flower vase. That is adorable. You could do a whole bunch of vases and glue them on the card, and like for a background, and then make like one vase with a flower for your focal point too. And so let me move all this stuff aside, and I will show you my cards from the previous days. These were both from the day one. That was the this was the a piece from one of the card fronts that we got from the Pink and Main. This was the balloon and banner that came in the Spellbinders for the first day. That was the Spellbinders, day 2. This, I have not yet got a finished card from this little guy, but I believe this was day 2 and 3 because you got the stamp set and the die set from Pink and Main. So I did get these colored up. He's got a birthday hat too, but I'm trying to make this Christmas. And I don't have a good gold pen. I was trying to make that. That is a glitter pen. I had another one in color and it looked bright yellow. It was looked so horrible. But anyway, that was the Pink and Main. Then Spellbinders, you've got 3 little sentiment banner. You got the banner and then the 3 sentiments that emboss into that banner. And I already had this card made with no sentiment, so I just used the happy birthday banner for that one. And then, which day was this? Good Lord, I've already forgotten. This was day 6, maybe? Where's my day 6? No, day 6 was my... Anyway. So you got this is from the Be Bold, some of these flowers, but then, let's see, this little flower, these 2 flowers, this teeny one and the purple one, and all the leaves were from a Spellbinders die set. That might have been day 5. Then we had this I made. This was that Spellbinders die. You get two that cut this out. So I used it, put the White Puff Twinkle embossing powder on it, and turned it into a little tree garland and used pops of color for the ornaments. And then this was day 6 from Spellbinders. The little bee with the flowers and the little honeycomb pieces. You got one of those. And I just had this paper on my desk, so I grabbed it up and used it. It seemed pretty perfect for my little bee. Isn't he adorable? I used vellum for his wings and just colored it. I think that's from My Favorite Things set, that Sweet Birthday Sentiment. And put a few gems, and it's just as cute as it can be. And then day 7, Spellbinders, was this layered stencil. And this is a foiled thank you that I had in my little container here on my desk. So I just used that and this pattern paper. Just really pretty put all together. And of course the Pink and Mane day 7 was the stamp set for the panda. And then today we got the die set. So I'm super happy with that. I'm sure I'll make a lot of birthday cards. This is birthday or any kind of celebration card. So, and then today our vase. Thank you for joining me again and watching the series. I hope you like the cards. I hope you are inspired. You might have another flower and vase in your stash already that you could take some of the ideas from all the creators who are doing the advent calendars. Take those away to use with things that you already have. So anyway, I appreciate everyone who has been watching and commenting, and I hope you will join me for day 9. Bye-bye for now.